Hey everybody, Dan here with Pain Free You. So, why fearing emotions is part of the mind-body syndrome. So we'll get to that in a minute. I had a really great day, saw the whole family. We did a surprise birthday for Mom's 88th birthday, so it's a good time. So, relax. Welcome to Monday. Hope you all had a wonderful weekend. All right. Fearing emotions, or why fearing emotions, is part of the mind-body syndrome. So we'll go all the way back to Dr. Sarno. Dr. Sarno said the brain perceives these negative emotions as dangerous. So it creates something physical like pain or other symptoms to distract us. I like the word protect, but to distract us from these negative emotions that he says are coming close to the surface. And he is certainly right. The brain can and often does perceive emotions as dangerous. Why? They might make us to be a bad person, or I'm too weak, or I shouldn't feel this way, right? There's any number of reasons why we kind of judge ourselves for having emotions. That said, teaching the brain that emotions are safe, to me, is the most direct path to turning off symptoms when emotions hit, right? Because Sarno's right. The brain perceived emotions as dangerous, so it turns on symptoms to distract us from the emotions. Got it. So does that mean we got to go digging up 42 years worth of trauma and experiences? I don't think so. I think what we do is we focus on teaching the brain that emotions are safe now. How do we do that? By feeling our emotions now in the present. We do not have past emotions. We don't. Everything we experience emotionally is happening now. Now, if you think about something that happened years or decades ago, you can conjure up those emotions, but they're right now. I don't think we need to feel past traumas right now to teach the brain that emotions are safe. Now, I know there's some people out there who kind of question and say, look, what does Dan know? He's not trauma informed. He's not a mental health professional. And so that's fine. But I'm finding that the folks who spend an awful lot of time digging up the past end up just bringing up old emotions about the past. And in some cases, that can make symptoms worse. Comment below if that's you. I think we simply want to teach the brain emotions make us human. They're normal. They're justified. And I'm allowed to feel them without feeling guilty about feeling them or judging myself for feeling them. And I'm going to feel them so they can pass. And with repetition, this is exposure therapy to emotions. Right? And with practice and repetition, the brain eventually learns, wow, Dan's feeling all these intense emotions and nothing bad is happening. Got it. No need to turn on symptoms when we get, quote unquote, emotional. So let's talk about not fearing the emotions. Many people tell stories about emotions. They tell, well, here's an example. This one lady messaged me and she was saying, this is going on with a person in my family. That's going on. I just lost my dog. I am experiencing chaos in many areas of my life. And I'm trying to feel my emotions, but I'm worried that all of this emotional chaos is going to affect my health and bring on a bunch of mind-body symptoms. And so fearing emotions because you're worried about symptoms coming up is part of the actual syndrome, right? It's actually what Sarno was talking about. It can happen. But once you know about TMS, or as I call it, perceived danger symptoms, I'm going to really encourage you to do your best not to fear the onset of symptoms due to emotions. Because if you do have a lot of life chaos coming on and you do get symptoms, that's proof that it's a mind-body condition, isn't it? That's proof that your body's not failing. It's not that you got sick or you're getting sick because your brain's protecting you from emotions. The vast majority of cases, these are false alarms. We're not sick. We're not broken. And these emotions are truly not dangerous. The way we prove that, without judgment, allow ourselves to feel them. No guilt, no shame. Just feel them so they can pass. And do your best not to loop on the rumination or the story mode behind the emotions. But really, fearing emotions is part of the syndrome, right? So again, I think most direct path is to teach the brain emotions are safe. The most direct path, in my view, and I know there's many different views out there, many different mind-body professionals out there who really do recommend the writing, the journaling. Some even recommend the therapy. Some of the people who are making these recommendations are therapists themselves. Wonderful. I have no problem with that. If you benefit by that, then do it. From my standpoint, I'm seeing a lot of people getting better without the deep, deep, deep emotional work. So then, I tried all that stuff. I tried all the emotional work, the journaling and everything. It was not part of my solution. But yet I got better anyway, years later. So it must not be required, is my point. So if you like it and you want to do the journaling, if you want to do the therapy, if you want to do all of that, then do that. But do it, from my recommendation, from the context of trying to teach your brain that those emotions are safe. I don't think there's a long-lost, repressed emotion from third grade that's going to unlock the door and turn off everything. So again, if you'd like to do that deep emotional work, I think we frame it from the standpoint of trying to teach the brain that emotions are safe. And if therapy or journaling or expressive writing or any of these things is your tool or method to get there, wonderful. But again, perceived danger is the cause of symptoms. Safety, teaching the brain we're okay, is the solution. So, fearing emotions is part of the mind-body syndrome itself. So teach the brain that emotions are safe by feeling them, not judging them, allowing them to pass, and staying out of story mode, because rumination will cause those emotions to come up over and over and over again. I hope this makes sense. And for the lady who is experiencing a whole bunch of life chaos, I really recommend that you not predict a bad outcome. Predict that, hey, I'm perfectly fine. I don't like my life chaos right now. There's a whole bunch of stuff that is really gutturally deep emotions, but I don't have to hurt. And I'm not going to predict that these life events are going to impact my health, because they don't need to. It's a false alarm that's triggered by the fear of the emotions, psychologically or subconsciously. And so we can teach the brain that those emotions don't have to create symptoms. And if they do, the faster we respond with clarity and like, oh, okay, I see it. This, and this just happened in my life. There's a lot of chaos, a lot of deep emotions, and I have some symptoms. I know what that is, so I'm not concerned. They'll pass. They're temporary. We don't have to fear the onset of a mind-body condition, because by definition they are temporary, and they're false alarms coming from a brain that's just perceiving danger. And when we teach the brain that that danger is not real, there's no actual threat to having emotions, then the brain can start to turn down and then turn off these symptoms. So I'm going to wrap it up here. Comment below. Do life experiences, heavy-duty ones, does life chaos actually make you afraid because you know what TMS or perceived danger symptoms are, and you're fearful that a stressful life event is going to cause you to have a bunch of symptoms. Again, clarity. Doesn't need to. Calm. I'm okay either way. If symptoms show up, got it. You know what it is, know what's causing it. It's the brain's overreaction to emotional stress, emotional chaos. And I'm going to remain calm in spite of the symptoms to show my brain I'm okay and that there's no reason for me to hurt. And allow yourself to feel those deep emotions from whatever's going on in your life. Pushing them away doesn't make you not feel them. So allow them without judgment so they can pass. And if they show up again because the life situations are really heavy, allow them so they can pass. Don't judge, and do your best to not ruminate on these heavy things all day, every day. It's fine. You're in the middle of the emotional chaos, and it's normal for it to be top of mind, on your heart, weighing heavy. So allow it. Don't judge it. And over time, you will prove to your brain by feeling these emotions that emotions are safe and do not warrant symptoms in response. Hope that makes sense. And as always, folks, love you, and we will see you tomorrow. Take care.